Todd, good morning.
Morning.
Little easier to do this after a win than after a loss, I imagine. Just want to ask you, as well as you guys moved the ball those last two drives under unusual circumstances, and as much as the offense struggled, I just want to ask you what you guys can do to integrate the hurry up into the offense and maybe implement that more than just the last, whatever, 5 minutes of games, if you could.
Well, we've implemented it some. We did it against Atlanta. I thought we did a little bit of it was either Carolina or Pittsburgh as well. We can implement it more. So obviously we can't do that the whole game. The defense and special teams will be worn out, but we can try to take advantage of some things that way. We just gotta it's a block here and a block there, or a play here and a play there for us to continue keeping offensive drives alive.
Todd, why do you think that works so well? Obviously, it starts with a smart quarterback that can read things quickly, I would think.
Yeah, it all starts with the quarterback. You know, he can dissect things. He's seen it plenty of times. I guess the urgency clicked even more so in the 2 minute being down that way, and guys just locked in. You know, you want to do that the entire game, but unfortunately that didn't happen. So, we're just glad we got it in the end.
Thank you.
All right, next we'll go over to Scott Reynolds. If any other media have questions, please raise your hand.
Morning, Todd. Congrats on the win. That looked like vintage Lavonte David last night with 12 tackles and a sack. Can you comment on that performance? And in addition to how shocking it is that such a splashy player like Lavonte has yet to record a takeaway this season through 12 games?
Well, that's something we're trying to get done more. Obviously, we can help the offense more if the defense takes the ball away. But, he played a solid ball game. Him and Devin passed the zones off very well. They tackled for the most part, missed one or two here and there, but his discipline in zones and actually getting a sack, I thought they let him go on the sack because he never comes. Obviously, it's always Devin that blitzes. So when he comes, it was kind of surprised the first time around, but he plays a solid game for us. He's one of our leaders on defense, and everybody rallies behind him.
Carl Nassib had a huge sack in the fourth quarter for you. Can you talk about that play? And, with 5 tackles, a sack and a half in the last 2 games, just how valuable Carl has become with part of your outside linebacker rotation with Shaq Barrett being out.
Carl's become very valuable. Actually, the best play he made was the tip ball on the 3rd and 2 that went down, that they had to kick a field goal in addition to the sack. But Carl's been very physical. He brings a lot of energy for us. We can't replace Shaq, but he can do some different things in the run game and be a power pass rusher for us to help out with the sacks.
Thanks, Todd.
All right, over to Joey Knight.
Todd, Keanu Neal's hit on Taysom Hill on 3rd and 17 jarred the ball loose. I don't think I'm overstating it, saying if he catches that may have been the ball game. Could you just speak to how big that play was by Neal?
That was a huge play by him. Keanu was physical the whole ball game. It shouldn't even got to that point where he got his hands on the ball, but he made a play that was important for us to get the ball back and win the ball game.
Next, we will go back over to Greg Allman.
Todd, obviously getting Logan Ryan back was a big help in the secondary, but he had 3 other guys out. I just want to ask how viable with a short week it is to get Winfield or Edwards or Murphy Bunting back to play against the Niners.
Too early to tell right now. I'll know more when they come in. Treatment-wise, we'll see where they are as far as being physical and see if they can get out and do some running this week. Then I'll know more.
And best I could tell, no injuries to speak of from the game last night?
No, we had some nicks. We'll see how when the injuries come out later on. We don't have anything right now. When they come out later on, we'll see if anybody's serious or not.
Okay, thanks, Todd.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go over to Rick Stroud.
Hey, Todd, with respect to Neal, can you tell us what happened on you only gave up the 1 touchdown, right? But I know Neal was in the area. Was that his guy to Taysom Hill in that play, or was he just trying to make up for a mistake there?
The busting coverage. He pump faked one way and he drew the coverage over there, and then he had time and looked back the other way. We didn't get back in coverage. There was several people involved.
Thanks.
Next, we'll go over to John Romano.
Hey, Todd, obviously the defense has been stellar for much of the season, but do you almost feel like you're walking a bit of a razor's edge with as many close, low-scoring games as you're playing?
The NFL, you're not going to blow a lot of people out. You know, we won a lot of close games and we won a Super Bowl as well. Every year it's going to come down to a score or two. You just got to have details and win the ball games. And you win enough of them consistently, they'll start turning into larger games when the confidence grows. But it's going to be a dogfight every week from here on out.
All right, and next we'll go over to JC Allen. If any media have questions, please raise your hand.
Morning, Coach. Nick Leverett got the start this week. Luke Gedeke is healthy. Is it safe to say Nick will be the starter for the rest of the season?
Right now he is. He's playing well. He's playing physical. So, you know, you ride a hot hand. Nick's been playing well for us. He'll stay in there. But Luke needs time to get ready, and he'll be ready when his number's called.
And rewatching the tape, what did you think of Josh Wells' performance?
He fought, like I said, he got his body in the way sometimes. Technically, he wasn't always fundamentally right, but I thought he played a tough game. He played a smart game, and he played a solid game. He held him off just enough at times for us to make some plays. And, you know, I was pleased with the way he played.
We'll go back over to Rick Stroud.
Todd, what do you know about Brock Purdy and how unusual is it to be a team like San Francisco, as good as they are now, on their third quarterback and a Mr. Irrelevant at that?
I don't know a lot about him. I've seen part of a game at Iowa State once before, just watching film on him. He has a lot of moxie. He knows where to go with the football. And, you know, he's a dangerous guy because he can run and he can throw the ball. It looks like he plays a lot better when you speed him up. You know, he plays even smarter and even faster, but he does a good job, and he's got a lot of weapons around him. He practices against a great defense every day, so I'm sure he'll be ready.
Thanks.
Back to Scott Reynolds.
Todd, you're known for your creativity when it comes to your blitz packages. How would you describe, or what was the name of the the look that you gave where Vita Vea is at the linebacker level? And I'm talking about the Lavonte David sack, and Vita lined up there a couple of times, but where he's charging like a big 350-pound bull from the linebacker level rather than having his hand on the ground.
Well, we know just one of them guys off the ball is going to draw the attention of everybody else, and we figured we can get a linebacker run loose at least the first time around. Second time, they start packing everybody in, but it was a good look for us from the start. You know, we just got to keep trying to mix things around, trying to get pressure.